What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king. Welcome back to more Let's Play Pokemon White. In the last episode, we continued to make our way through Chargestone Cave, battling all sorts of trainers, grabbing items, and meeting up with Professor Juniper and Bianca, who were researching Clink while they were in here. Oh, and should I mention, we also got ourselves a new team member. Right down here is Sheila, my little Joltik, who is at currently level 26. Got a docile nature, which is fine, I suppose. I wasn't really... I'm kind of sick of getting neutral natures on my Pokemon at this point, but I think it's okay. On top of that, it does have compound eyes, which is the main reason I decided to just keep it, because that ability is way better than its alternative, which is Unnerve. I'm going to put Shelob up there really quickly because she is actually a part of our team. The bottom two are not. I'm actually going to continue this way just for a moment because this is not where Team Plasma was at, but there is, I believe, a special item we can get over here, an HP up. This is really the only reason to come this way, unless you want to return back to the main part of the cave, which I do not. So let's go back down, and we're going to be heading on over this way and taking care of some Team Plasma members, although my Super Repel already wore off. As soon as I run out of these Super Repels, these 20 that I still got left, that's when I'm going to go out and buy Max Repels from here on out. I know it's only like a 50-step difference between the two, but it isn't negligible. It does feel like a difference, and I will have more than enough money to get me by at that point. So let's begin. We're battling Team Plasma now to start today. And we get to hear that really annoying alarm-like sound to the music that I don't like, but the rest of the song is okay. All right. So I am mostly trying to use Arthur in here because Arthur is only 2 levels away from an evolution, which at that point he should be good to go for all, especially because the next gym is going to be the bane of his existence. I'll tell you that right now. And I actually really want to place an emphasis on Shelob before that, because that is going to be Shelob's time to shine. Shelob and Crush, for that matter. They are going to have the best time in the 6th gym, but we're still a long ways away from that yet. Still have a lot of Pokemon to battle before we get there, but in the meantime, I'm trying to focus on the ones that aren't going to be able to do too much. Honestly, Naz isn't going to have much to do for the next little while either. Probably any of the next 3 gyms, now that I think about it. So I'm going to have to slot him in whenever I can. He's just kind of there to throw out reflects and light screens and occasionally do some damage, but I obviously don't want him to lag behind. And like I said in the last episode, we're only a few episodes away from taking a bit of a break and really buckling down and focusing on some Dino grinding just to make sure that all my team is all on the same page. But this is going to come into full effect when I grab myself my 5th team member, which is going to be happening relatively soon. And actually, our final team member is not too long after that. I know it was quite a process to get a full team put together throughout this playthrough, but it's all going to be worth it in the end, as the last 2 Pokemon that I'm going to be adding to my team are some of the best offensive weapons in all of Generation 5. So if that, maybe that'll give you guys a hint as to what I might be considering. But for now, let's just continue. I don't want to spoil nothing as far as those Pokemon are concerned. But let me just tell you, I am really excited. Really excited to see this team fully fleshed out. Honestly, probably by the end of the playthrough, Galvantula and Sigilyph will be my 2 weakest, but they'll still be more than strong enough to get the job done, so it's not like it's a really big issue. All right, we actually have Trubbish here. I am actually going to do a swap here just to make this a lot more simple on my part, because I'm sure this thing is going to throw out some sort of devastating poison attack, which is going to make my life a living hell. Takedown? What? That's not what I was expecting at all. Okay, well, I'll just Psybeam you then. And that should be more than enough. Like I said, just use Naz when I can, but when I can is obviously subjective. There's a little bit more, not a ton. Liepard next. Okay, let's definitely go back to Arthur for you. I will admit that Team Plasma has been getting a little bit more creative with the Pokemon it throws in. I mean, most of them are dark types. There's the occasional poison type and whatnot, and normal type. They are a little bit more varied as far as Pokemon villain teams go, but that's not saying much, given how poorly, how uncreative they were prior to this generation. I mean, even freaking Team Galactic, which was like probably they got better, but, or after Generation 3 at least, but even Team Galactic wasn't nearly as creative as Team Plasma when it comes to the different Pokemon. Honestly, the height of that, I think, was actually, if I remember correctly, it was Team Flare. But that's because they weren't really constrictive. They didn't constrict themselves to one particular type at all. They just kind of threw everything out that you could possibly want to deal with in Generation 6, which I did appreciate that, but their motivations and the story behind them as a team is a completely different matter. All right, so back to Trubbish again. Arthur will get to level 35 even with the swap here. But we're just hanging on a little bit longer. And again, if you're wondering why I'm not using Crush, it's because I'm waiting on those rare candies. We are getting close, though. You know, now that I think about it, that next rare candy isn't going to be gotten until we get to 2 areas from now, which is a little... Oops. I thought we were going to get that one a little bit sooner. I guess I could push Crush to level 35 before I use the rare candies, but I'll have to throw them out in situations where it's actually going to do something. Speaking of, excuse me, we just got another Trubbish here. If only he had Bulldoze, but he's a little bit tied to Strength at the moment. My plan is probably to swap Strength over to Arthur as soon as he evolves, because he can't as a Servine, but as a Superior, he will be able to learn it. And then, you know, just replace Return with that for the time being, because it is a little bit better, but whatever. It's not going to be a huge difference maker. Again, Arthur is a little bit unable to learn anything all that fancy at the moment, but in due time that will change. Especially as we get ourselves some HM users, and there is going to come a point where I'm actually going to take the time and just evolve my Pat Rat so that it can be much more capable of learning HMs. We'll have 2, actually. Well, I guess we'll technically have 3, because I'm going to have to go catch a Tranquil to do most of the flying for me. But we'll get a water Pokemon that specifically uses HMs, and then a Watchog that can use everything else, from Cut to Strength to Flash to, I think, Rock Smash as well. I don't know why I used Leaf Tornado there. That was an accident. I meant to use Leaf Blade, but whatever. See what it does. Hey, we at least lowered the accuracy a little bit, which made Hypnosis even harder to hit. Not bad. All right, can you knock this thing out with Return, please? Thank you. Good job, Arthur. More boosted experience, and then a Sandile. Gosh dang, Arthur, you are so close. I did not mean to use that. I gotta stop button mashing. My bad. Oh, wow. Critical hit, though. Still got the one-shot, so I guess I was not punished for my mistake. Not that a Sandile could really punish my Pokemon all that badly. Anyway, okay, I did not mean to do that. I need to go here. Push you all the way to the end. I'm going to go down here really quickly. Can I get past you? I can. Let's see if there's an item here. There is not. I was hoping there was. It's probably just a drill burr. It is. The only place you can find them is in these dust clouds. But hey, the drill burr in here are honestly not too far away from evolving. So if you want to get an Excadrill added to your team a lot sooner, this would be the place to do that. Get ourselves a Thunderstone. Thank you very much. I will hold on to that. And now I have, I believe, yeah, I can push it that way. Okay, I was going to say, I thought I locked myself out for a little bit, but no, I think I'm fine. Now, there's actually 2 paths to take here. I'm going to go down first. I think I want to go up afterwards, because I'm pretty sure the way out of this cave is on the same level as the way we came in. All these these lower levels that we've been taking are just additional areas we can go through. So just use another Leaf Blade here. Probably won't one-shot this thing unless we can get a crit, although it would honestly be awesome to put Scope Lens on Arthur for that reason and that reason alone. But Hone Claws, you're going to waste your turn with Hone Claws. You know, honestly, I remember very vividly Liepard just absolutely spamming the heck out of Fake Out when I used to play this game before, but so far in this playthrough, that really hasn't been happening, and I'm kind of grateful for that, because that would be very annoying to deal with. Fake Out in this game is kind of like Protect and Detect in Generation 3, where just so many Pokemon had it from leveling up, and so many of them would use it as often as they possibly could. I'm looking at you, Pelipper. Holy crap, that Pokemon would never stop using it. Anyway, Sandile time. So yeah, I'm fighting this guy, but I'm going to also go down first, not up. I just wanted to take this guy out before we went any further. Just keep using those Leaf Blades. I can always backtrack to the doctor, too, if I need to top off my heals. But I think I should be fine, possibly for the rest of the cave, honestly. Next up is Watchog. I'm going to assume we're not going to be one-shotting this thing, so let's Leaf Tornado it. Like, Leaf Blade will probably put it really, really close, but not quite enough. And there's the Hypnosis. Why must you do this to me, Watchog? Let me just use an Awakening. I'm going to use all of these as often as I can. All the singular heals as often as I can because I have a bunch of full heals now, but I would rather use those once I run out of everything else. So if I'm out of Awakenings, then yeah, sure, I'll start using full heals and whatnot, but for the time being, we can still use like full heals, antidotes, paralyzed heals, and all those sorts of things, especially because I have a bunch of those still. All right, down we go. And in here, okay, this is where we're going to run into an ace trainer. I'm actually going to top off Arthur's health just a little bit. Just enough. There we go. Because the ace trainers tend to have Pokemon that are a little bit stronger than everybody else in these caves. Really serious about training. I even visit this electrified cave to train myself and my Pokemon. Well, what Pokemon do you have exactly, ma'am? Allison. She's got Drillbur. Okay, well, that makes my life a lot easier to start things off. But yeah, look at, you can see they're level 30 this time, which is a decent step up from the Pokemon that we've been fighting up to this point in here. It's like, what, 2-level difference or something like that? A little bit stronger. But they should still go down in one hit. Almost there, Arthur. You're so close, honestly. Zebstrika, yeah, I think this should do it. If we can beat this Zebstrika, Arthur should be evolving once this fight is done. And we will finally have ourselves a Superior, which is so exciting. Our starter finally going to be there. Oh my gosh, my baby. So proud of him. Look at him. Well, oh, hold on. Flame Charge. Too bad we don't have the Eviolite on anymore, and we're not going to be able to make use of it anymore anyway, but it doesn't matter because this Leaf Blade is going to finish the job. And down you go. Beautiful. Got the crit, too, just for good measure. Arthur gains 988. Level 36 is his. Wants to learn a Coil. However, Arthur already knows 4 moves. Should a move be deleted? Yes, indeed. So let's talk about Coil for a moment. The user coils up and concentrates. This raises its attack, defense, and accuracy. So it's like a combination of Hone Claws and Bulk Up. We are going to be giving this, or putting this over Growth, in case that wasn't immediately obvious. I have no need for Growth any longer because Leaf Tornado is going to be slowly phased out in the future. We want Physical Attack now, especially because Superior's special stat, or strongest stat, is its Physical Attack. So here we go. And there we are. Arthur has evolved into Superior. Oh, I'm so excited, guys. All right, so now that we have a much stronger member of our team, we may continue. I'm not going to be using Arthur too much more in this cave, however, though, just because he is a little bit overpowered at this point, and I do need to give some more experience to everybody else, so I'm going to be looking for every possible excuse to throw out, like, Crush and whatnot. Let's, in fact, take the lucky egg off of you. And I'm actually going to give you a different item. Let's see here. What can I give you? Hold on, let me go around the other way really quickly. You can have... Shoot. Do I want the Expert Belt? Maybe I want the Expert Belt. I could go with the Shell Bell. Although that's not really, honestly, the best. Yeah, screw it. Let's go with the Expert Belt for the time being. And then we will give the Lucky Egg to Crush. So he can do a little bit more, and then I guess if we could just get 2 levels up, or sorry, 1 level up, then we should be able to evolve him with the rare candies that we have on hand. So let me switch Crush to the front of the party. I do this very hesitantly, but I'm going to do it regardless. And of course, the second I do that, the repels wear off. Great. Let me re-equip that really quickly. Gosh, I cannot wait for the next game where that no longer becomes an issue. Let's see. Over here, is there anything? There is an item. There's also another... Oh, wait! There is a rare candy in here. Well, that changes everything. Okay, let me take that lucky egg back. Thank you. I guess I'll put it on Naz. Excuse me. Holy crap. Like, the second. That is amazing. Okay, come on. That is hilarious. The second I freaking put the lucky egg on, because I'm like, you know what? Fine. I'm going to start actually training Crush. And then we have our 3rd rare candy, and now I can evolve him. Okay, well, let me go on into here. And we got 3 of these, so let's put all of these into my turtle boy and get him to evolve. Wants to learn Curse. So let's take a look at this really quickly. I'm not going to be teaching this to Crush. It says a move that works differently for the ghost type than for all the other types. It doesn't really explain. For ghost types, Curse cuts the Pokemon's HP in half to deliver a status condition that knocks out the opposing Pokemon in 4 turns or less. It does a quarter of their health every single turn until they are knocked out. The only way of getting rid of the curse is switching the Pokemon out. Basically puts them on a timer. However, if you have this on a non-ghost type Pokemon, it raises attack and defense but lowers speed, which seems to be pretty good with Crush, but the problem is that this move is extremely counterintuitive due to the move that he is going to be learning in just a few levels. So given him learning the move Curse, Crush did not learn Curse. So let's just put the rest of those rare candies into him. And then one more. And so just 3 levels now, and Crush will be learning his signature move, which again, Curse is very counterintuitive towards. So here we are. Let's see our Turtle Boy evolve into a bigger Turtle Boy. As I almost hit the B button there. That would have been bad. Your Crush has evolved into Caracosta. This Pokemon is awesome. I am a huge fan of it. Last rare candy's been used, but that's okay. Now we can actually use our rare candies on other things here. Let's take a look at this thing's base stats really quickly. So this thing's got a defense of 107 and an attack of 92. Its special defense is honestly fine. It's solid. It's not super bad. And I love that we got the careful nature on it. Oh my gosh. That speed is going to be dealt with in due time as well once it gets itself its signature move. For the time being, though, let's just continue. I guess I'll switch Naz over to the front. No, not item. Gosh dang it. Yeah, Naz can go right there, and I guess do most of the work from here on out. Alongside Shelob, let's battle you. Hopefully you actually have something that Naz can deal with ease. But this is going to be the last battle of the episode, and then we will call it here. And then in the next episode, we should be finishing up this cave, no problem. We don't have a lot more to get through. In fact, I think we're going to be making it into the next town in the next episode, which is good too. So, ooh, Gothita. All right, this is why I was hopeful here, because I had a feeling that this trainer was not going to be throwing out electric and rock types. Not Frisk. Oh, gosh, whatever will we do? Well, let's just start off with an air cutter. Of course it missed. Don't worry, the embargo's not going to be doing anything. Can't use items anymore. That's okay. It'll go away in about 5 turns. Flatter. Thank goodness that missed. Flatter is a very counterintuitive status condition that honestly would have been great for Naz. But absolutely taking that little special attack boost. Okay, here's a new move. Electro Ball. Now, this one is one I'm actually going to be teaching to Joltik. User holds an electric orb at the target. The faster the user is than the target, the greater the damage. Now, Joltik is a very, very fast Pokemon. And for that reason and that reason alone, I'm going to teach it to him. Teach it to her, but it's not going to last for super long because there is a better move we're going to be teaching her in due time. In fact, why don't we immediately switch on over to Shelob, because we're going up against a Ducklet here. And this is just an easy one-shot waiting to happen for Joltik. So let's just use Electro Web on you if we can. Not Electro Ball, because Ducklet's actually got some okay speed, and Joltik isn't that fast. But there we go. Easy, easy one-shot. A little bit more for you. And last but not least is Lilligant. So back on over to Naz we go. This is going to just be an air cutter waiting to happen. But slowly but surely, the team is starting to come into its own, and I know we are 5 gyms deep. Also missed again. Wow, I'm getting really unlucky with that. Naz, you could use Compound Eyes as well, but that's kind of hard given that well, you have 3 eyes, don't you? I thought you did. Wow, Teeter Dance missed. I'm so glad they nerfed that and made it not as strong as it used to be. It's probably going to hit this time. Again? Holy crap. Wow, I got lucky. And there we go. Down goes Lilligant. That was awesome. Definitely made up for missing Air Cutter so many times. A little more experience. Shelob gets some as well. And down goes the Ace Trainer. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Pokemon White. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode very, very much. In the next episode, we will finally be departing from Chargestone Cave. Got an item to grab here really quickly before we leave, though. And this is a Bright Powder, which is an item that makes the accuracy of everyone who is attacking you go down by 5%. This does not affect moves like Shockwave and Feint Attack that can't already miss, but moves that are 100% accurate go down to 95% when attacking a Pokemon holding a Bright Powder. With all that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.